The Monster Energy Motostar British Championship round, mainly comprising 125 strokers, led handsomely off the line by the Ryan Saxelby tuned bike of Lady Catherine Green, and the young lady from Derbyshire leads the way from the championship champion-elect, shall we say, number 22, Luke Hedger. And those two break away from the pursuing pack that's led by number 4, Philip Wakefield. But already moving through the pack, we saw the black number 72 of returnee Conor Behan. The battle for the first 3 or 4 laps was between these two. Finally, Luke Hedger seemed to have the better of Catherine Behan, but the dear lady responded instantly going into Ireland Bend, grabbed back the lead for the RS Racing team, until once again Luke Hedger launched through on the Canaries number 22 and retook the advantage at the Shell Oils hairpin. And then, would you believe, with 3 laps to go, history repeats itself. Catherine Green goes out with motorcycle failure, bless her, and leads this astonishing race for second place. Philip Wakefield dives back underneath Conor Behan. Behan's not having it, he goes round the outside of Old Hall Corner. Then Joe Francis comes into the reckoning, bike number 40, he grabs that 3rd place. Tom Kahn comes charging through as well on his red and yellow bike, but it's not to be denied, number 72 Conor Behan sticks out the elbows and knees, retakes 2nd place from Joe Francis, and they have a rare old to-do behind the race winner and championship leader Luke Hedger. The Metzeler Superstock 1000cc championship race here at Oulton Park, and a great start by championship leader, elbows out wide as befits a former Supermoto champion. It's Keith Farmer who charges to the front as they all file safely through Old Hall Corner. Into 2nd place is Victor Cox, but a move up the inside on the final turn before Dear Leaf by Carbon-Tech BMW's David Johnson hikes him through into 2nd place. Steve Brogan running 4th. Keith Farmer at the front, under attack now from a determined David Johnson, who snakes his way through into Ireland Bend and grabs the advantage for the Carbon-Tech BMW team. Farmer now in 2nd place. Brogan tries to get 3rd place and momentarily does, but in an amazing ride round the rim of Shell Oils, Victor Cox somehow hangs out the Kawasaki as we have a couple of fallers at the Shell Oils hairpin. Down they go, not entirely comfortably. David Johnson opening up a gap at the front, huge battle behind him with Victor Cox desperately trying to find a way past Keith Farmer. He finally does. Can he hang on to it round the outside once again? He does manage to get through to 2nd place. Then this accident brings out the red flags, and that means that the race, I beg your pardon, it's the pace car that comes out and then the red flag, and that means that the result is a victory for David Johnson. Straight off the start line then, the Metzeler National Superstock 600 Championship, and a brilliant start for Lee Jackson laid the foundation of an absolutely astonishing, well, pole position, fastest lap and first to last winner. And he left all this melee behind him. Ben Burke initially ran 2nd for the Seaton Tuning Yamaha team until pushed aside by Jimmy Rose. And the Motor Breakers guys were all involved in that big battle for a rostrum finish. Rose running initially in 2nd place. He needed to gain points on the red and white Seaton Tuning Yamaha of number 60 Ben Burke. Behind them number 45 Tom Fisher. He forces past Ben Burke. Burke also gets mugged by an apologetic James Lodge. And then this crash put out the yellow flags, and unlucky for Grant Whitaker to just get taken down plop like that. And that meant the lads were scattering everywhere, and that rejigged things a bit. James Lodge had been putting some good passes on, and then Ben Burke tried an inside move and forced 2 of the Motor Breakers Yamahas into mistakes. One goes straight on, another squirrels his way across the turf, and that means, well, Lee Bob Jackson, he was way out in front by over 7 seconds. The battle for 2nd place won by James Lodge from Ben Burke, and a furious Jake Dixon left in 4th place. What a ride though by this 16-year-old. This is how the 10 laps of the Ducati 848 Challenge panned out, with Dennis Hobbs starting off pole position, being out outwitted into the first turn, certainly outblasted into the first turn by the championship leader, Robbie Brown. So Robbie Brown held the advantage early on. Dennis Hobbs quickly had second place snatched away from him by James Folkard, who perfected that move throughout the race into the Shell Oils curve. And he then took the lead from number 34, Robbie Brown, as number 121, Mike Edwards, cut underneath Dennis Hobbs into third. Folkard still led the way. Edwards wasn't finished yet on bike 121, and he cut through inside Robbie Brown to snatch second place. James Folkard led the way, but once again the copybook move into the turn into one Old Hall corner. Mike Edwards takes over the lead. And then another of these impeccable moves, well, really swift into Shell Oils and then just lassoed back in by the steep incline there as he goes round. James Folkard has the lead. Then this happened. Dennis Hobbs overtook two at once into the final turn and lost the front of his Glasgow-backed Ducati. James Folkard was the man then who took his first victory of the series ahead of Mike Edwards, Robbie Brown and Mark Cheetham. Well done, James Folkard. The second race for Ducati 848 Challengers this weekend at Oulton Park, and beneath beautiful Sunday sunshine, it's James Folkard who snatches the whole shot into turn one. Yesterday's winner once again looking good. Folkard has the advantage, leaving the rest of them to simmer over second place until an early accident floors Aaron Brown. The red flags go out and Aaron's okay. The bikes restart. This is just going to be a 6-lap dash. Darren Fry decides he's got to hit the front to defend that second place in the championship, and title leader Robbie Brown surges through to second off the second row of the grid. As they drop down into the Shell Oils hairpin, James Folkard plunges his way through into second place at his favourite overtaking spot, and then does this to the leader. Robbie Brown surprises him into the Shell Oils hairpin, can't quite hold his line, pulls it back, and to the astonishment of the man from Stoke-on-Trent, dives past into the Britain's chicane. So the leader, James Folkard, but it's not over yet. Robbie Brown keeps pestering him, tries to go underneath him on the massively fast surge through Ireland Bend, but can't quite hold it. Folkard grabs the advantage. He still has the advantage. He crosses the line to take his first double victory of the season and win it from Robbie Brown and Darren Fry. Folkard then, the local man from Liverpool,